same. He utilized by writing many books uh, to help children to take up Krishna consciousness. He has been also very active in Lotus Voice, which was special wing, which was focused on teaching the teachers, training the teachers in Krishna conscious way, because teachers have great influence. If they take up to Krishna conscious, they can influence the lives of many children. So he has very actively played role in that, and he is also one of the very important devotees who has helped to establish beautiful deity worship standards for ISKCON Balaji in Pune. Balaji is very famous, ISKCON Balaji, and he is the main pujari who takes care of them, making sure that he is worshipped in very wonderful way. Every festival he makes it very grand. He goes to South India, does a lot of research to make sure that the dresses and all the alankars and all these things and are very beautiful, and festivals are celebrated in grand way. So last we know him for more than 20 years, how sincerely he is serving a mission of Srila Prabhupada, and especially is very sensitive and very caring devotee. And anybody comes in touch, years may pass, but he will never forget them. Yesterday I saw some guest came here and he was talking. I was wondering why he's talking, and this guest was so happy. Then I found out that somebody came to Pune and he had touched to develop some relation with them, and some of my Krishna mercy, they were there and they are so happy. So it's very good in caring for devotees and helping them, inspiring them in Krishna consciousness. So we are very happy that he is here today with us. So let us welcome His Grace Ramsevak Prabhu by loudly chanting 3 times. Haribo, Haribo.
Hare Krishna. So today, before beginning, I wish to take blessings from His Grace Acharya Ratna Prabhu and His Grace Ram Vilas Prabhu and other devotees. Actually, it is like sometimes parents become very happy when their children start walking, the first walking. Sometimes they fall also, but still, I have seen. I was involved in children somewhat other little bit. So when the child says something, so the father or mother says, see, he is telling Prabhupada. So although he is telling something else, but they see he is telling Prabhupada. So this is the great benediction upon me, where devotees are showered unlimited mercy upon me, especially Brajavasi Prabhu Acharya Prabhu. I am eternally indebted to them. So on Prabhuji's order, so I wish to share something. So it may be like a child walking who is beginning. So I may fall in between. So please pick me up and lift me and bless me. Yesterday, Sri Govinda spoke till 16th. 17th, I'll just read once. Then 18th will recite. Iti uktva devagandharva siddhacharana panagan daitya vidyadharanyakshan manujamsya yatha likhat. Saying this, Chitralekha proceeded to draw accurate pictures of various demigods, Gandharvas, Siddha, Charnas, Panagas, Daityas, Vidyadharas, Yakshas, and humans. So today's sloka is sloka number 18th. Sloka number 18, Canto 10, Chapter 62. So we'll recite. Manujeshu cha Shavrishdin. Manujeshu cha Shavrishdin. Suram Anakadundubim. Koila. What is that? Valika Drama Krishne cha. Valika. I'm not able to see properly. I have a long number. Valika Drama Krishna cha. Pradyumnam Vikshalajjita. Manujeshu cha sa Vrishnin. Suram Anakadundubim. Vyalika Drama Krishne cha. प्रद्युम्नं वीक्ष्य मानुजेषु च वृष्णिन् सुरामनकदुन्दुभिं व्यालिकाद्रामकृष्णौ च प्रद्युम्नां वीक्ष्य मनुजेषु सा वृष्णिन् सुरामानकदुन्दुभिं व्यालिकारामकृष्णौ च वन्दितम्. Mataji's. So, word by word translation. Manujeshu, among the humans. Cha, and. Sa, she. She refers to Chitralekha, who was the associate of Usha. Vrishnin, the Vrishnis. Suram, Surasena. Anakadundubim. Vasudeva. Vyalikat. Drew. Ramakrishna. Balarama and Krishna. Cha, and. Pradyumnam. Pradyumna. Viksha, seeing. Lajjita, becoming shy. So, translation. O king among the humans, Chitralekha drew pictures of the Vrishnis, including Surasena, Anakadundumi, Balarama, and Krishna. When Usha saw the pictures of Pradyumna, she became bashful. And when she saw Aniruddha's picture, she bent her head down in embarrassment. Smiling, she exclaimed, "He is the one, it is him." Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives this further insight. When Usha saw the picture of Pradyumna, she became bashful because she thought, "This is my father-in-law." Then she saw the picture of her lover Aniruddha and cried out in joy. Om Ajnanativrandasya Dhyananjana Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sagana Ragnathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lilita Sri Vishakhanvitansha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुर्भ्येव च वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे Hare Krishna. So this chapter, it talks about the meeting of Usha and Aniruddha. The background is, so here, uh, so this Usha, she was worshipping, she was also worshipper of Lord Shiva. And when in her dream, few days she got a dream wherein which a beautiful personality appeared again and again. And one of the day, mm, in the dream, the beautiful personality couldn't appear. So she was earlier joyful, because it is a nature, when we get something which we like, we become very joyful. When we lose that sight, immediately the sorrow comes. So when the vision was not clear, immediately she started crying. She then her friend, who was her name was Chitraleka, when she saw that, she asked, what is the reason for that unhappiness? So what is the reason for the distress? So he explained that the beautiful personality was appearing few days in my dream. Today, all of a sudden, he's not there. So therefore, so please remove my distress. Then Chitraleka assured that, she was her close friend. She assured, do not worry, I'll find out who is that person and I'll arrange a meeting to you. So this is the background wherein which Usha's dream comes into picture. So sometimes when, yesterday when I was going through this, I was feeling, um, why such kind of pastimes are given, where like a woman is there, she in a dream, she is getting a dream of a boy, and not yet married also, and her friend is arranging secretly, I will arrange. So why we should hear these things actually? If you see like that on a mundane perspective, these seems to be on a materialistic platform, these seem to be very sensual, or sometime, or appears to be not so, like, no, a gentleman, so-called gentleman, may not appreciate. But since they are connected to Lord Krishna and his family, so anything connected to Lord is transcendental. So with proper consciousness and with a very submissive heart, if you approach these, they bring a great purification in the heart. And they, and Prabhupada also mentions in initially in the introduction or preface to Bhagavatam. So sometimes these scriptures, they may be imperfectly composed. The materialistic person may find this is may not be suitable or may not be applicable to their life. But a devotee, if he approaches in a devotional mode, this will bring revolution in the imperfect lives of the people. This is what Prabhupada mentions initially. So therefore I was thinking this, then I was praying, okay, this should bring some purification in my heart, and also some kind of positive change in the lives of the people who read these scriptures. So, and here if you see, uh, her father name was Banasur. So Banasur was a very, very powerful man, very, very extraordinary powerful man. He has thousands of hands. So once, when Lord Shiva was dancing, and he played instruments, and Lord Shiva, Ashutosh, who can be pleased very easily. So that is the reason why most of the people in India, especially, they worship Lord Shiva. I also used to worship Lord Shiva. So almost 12 years, I went every day. I used to go to uh, Mat, that was Mat. Every day, it was compulsory. Every day morning after getting up, after doing performing your puja, we used to go to the Mat. And I was 4 years old. My father sent to uh, holidays, Gurukul. So you have to go there and learn all the Shaivite scriptures. So, and there was a big rod standing in the house. No, it was hanged. So if I don't go in time, then father used to say, "Here is the rod for you." He never bet me with that, but it was there for showing. So I used to be scared, and I used to go there and learn all the Shaivite philosophy. Therefore, I think more than Bhagavatam, I know more of a Shaivite philosophy. So Shiva was very, very merciful. There, many pastimes comes where how Lord Shiva is so merciful, so kind. Anybody goes to, because he is very much absorbed in worshipping his supreme Lord, Lord Ramachandra. And if anybody comes, take and go away. Like small children, if you are busy with something, if they come, if you are doing something very important work, If child is nagging again and again, we give something, okay, take it off and move aside. Sometimes father is very busy. The child may ask 10 rupees also. Father may know it will misuse, but still he will give. ठीक है बाबा, I am busy with something more important. Just ठीक है, go away, go away. So in that way, Lord Shiva, anybody ask any prediction, immediately ठीक है, take it and don't disturb me. So here, after getting benediction, he was very happy. And then when he becomes very happy, he asks, "What do you want?" So he makes him his protector and a gatekeeper. His city was name was Sonitpura. So at Sonitpura, he makes the protector of that Sonitpura. You see, what is the position of Lord Shiva? He is such a great personality, and he is appointing him as his own protector. Is it proper? Sometimes, like for our own service, if we engage our own superiors, is it proper? No. So he is like as good as his Supreme Lord only. So he is engaging him in his own personal service. This itself is improper. The first step itself is the benediction itself, which is asking. Before asking any benediction, one should think what I should ask, what is favorable for me and what is unfavorable. If that discrimination only doesn't have, then how that benediction will bring auspiciousness in his life? That is guarantee that it is going to ruin his own life. That is sure shot. Then afterwards, after a few days, after getting, because once somebody gets some power, prestige, name, fame, and automatically one becomes puffed up. So in that pride, though sometimes you may see when somebody is walking, or you can see like sometimes people kick the stones or things around. Once Bhakti Rasam Maharaj came in Pune, and one devotee were kicking his shoes, like chappals, looking at that. So Maharaj gave a class and 1 hour, and he told today's class is Chappal Katha. So he taught us to arrange all the chappals and everything nicely. In the last visit, previous visit, Maharaj taught, and now devotees, all the devotees putting their shoes in a proper line. So this may be very small thing, but it shows our mindset, how much we are caring for small things, and they will determine the bigger things. That's what Maharaj said. So here the benediction may be externally. So after getting this benediction, so he becomes offered up. He Banasur. When he got so many benedictions from Lord Shiva, he becomes very proud. So in that pride, he wants to fight. Now he has some energy. So energy has to be engaged somewhere. If we do not engage our energy properly, then obviously we will misuse somewhere. Because energy is there, it is stored, it is bubbling, it has to be utilized properly. So he misuses his energy. He goes to Lord Shiva only, and he asks, "So I have thousands of hands, and I am so powerful, but there is no one with whom I can fight. So I don't see other than you who is more powerful combat than you himself." He says to Lord Shiva himself. So then he becomes Lord Shiva becomes very angry, and he says, "Okay, you have become so proud. It is just a matter of time. Your pride will be crushed, and someone will come who will be equal like me, powerful, and he will crush your pride." So he did not, he couldn't understand what Lord Shiva says, but he becomes happy and he goes, "Okay, someone will come with whom I am going to fight now." He goes in that mood actually. So this pride, the pride before fall, the pride is there. So one has to be like we see the example of Ravana. Ravana also gets does. Ravana was actually coming from he was a Brahman actually. He was a Kshatriya, of course, but he comes from a very royal family, and he knows all the Vedas, and he worshipped Lord Shiva and got benediction. Lord Shiva or Brahma, Prabhuji? Shiva. Lord Shiva he worshipped and he got benediction. He became so powerful, and he wanted to test his Wali. He wanted to test the Wali actually, and he rebuked Wali. So Wali used to do Gayatri at different places, morning, evening, Sandhya at different places. So he took around everywhere, and he understood what is his power. Just by that action, his whole pride was crushed. But he couldn't learn the lesson from that. And in the same way, in future also, he fights with, he kidnaps Mother Sita, and also ultimately his ruination comes. And we also see another example of Bhaumasura. So Bhaumasura was a son of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, Bhudevi's son. He's Bhudevi's son. What can you imagine? He is a son of Lord only, but he was associated with Banasura. So therefore, you see, he has to be killed by the father itself. Of course, the Lord arranges in a situation where Satyabhama herself tells, kill him. Because otherwise, Satyabhama she is Bhudevi herself. So this association also very, very matters a lot actually. So if you want to know a person who he is, it is said we have to see what kind of association, what kind of company he keeps. Right? So in our lives also, if we get proper association, though, then we can see all our lives have become blissful. So when Prahlad Maharaj, if you see the Prahlad Maharaj, he was born in a family of Asuras. Who is Prahlad Maharaj? He comes in the Banasura's lineage only. Right? Prahlad Maharaj was a grandfather of Bali Maharaj. And Banasura was one of the eldest son of Bali Maharaj. So if you see his lineage, he did not learn from his own great grandfather or like his own lineage people. In his lineage, oh my God, what is my lineage? Prahlad Maharaj, such a great devotee of the Lord, comes in my lineage, right? And his own father, Bali Maharaj, who surrendered everything to the Lord. Atmani Vedanam, right? Sravana Kirtam Vishnu Swaranam, Padasin Archana Vandanam, Dasyam Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam. So the highest surrender the Bali Maharaj has done. So when the Lord asked for 3 steps, so the first 2 steps were given so easily. But when the 3rd step was asked, he offered his own head. So that is a lineage. But because after having so much lineage also, he did not learn, he did not inculcate those values. Acharya was telling on that day, the values in Kharagpur, Prabhuji was teaching. Those values, those instructions, which come from his parampara. So here also another point comes. This parampara are just by being born in some aristocratic family, good family, it is not guarantee that one will become a great devotee or one will be a very high character person. It is not guarantee. And it is an individual responsibility to apply those values in our life and not to get deviated. Because Maya is so powerful, there is every chance that we may get deviated. There is every opportunity to go away from the right path. There is every opportunity to follow unrighteousness. So therefore, it is individual responsibility to choose what is right and what is wrong. So Banasura did not choose the right thing. Therefore, he suffered so much. Means afterwards, he will fight with the Lord, and again, so there, so much humiliation happens to him actually. And ultimately, so in our lives also, if you see, if you don't learn lesson from these things, and we also going to lose the great thing which is offered to us. And also, there are 2 things. One is, I was just thinking here, one is bhoga and seva here. If you see Prahlad Maharaj, he wanted to offer service to the Lord, right? And if you see Bali Maharaj, he wanted to offer everything to the Lord. But in the same family, where Banasura, he wanted to bhoga, he wanted to enjoy himself, right? So a disciple's duty is to to apply these principles in a way which takes us to the mode of service. So there is one great story comes in South India, in Ramanuja. Ramanujacharya was, because Varadaraj Perumal had a great servant Ramanujacharya. So and there is a Lord Ranganatha. So nature of Ranganatha is, whichever is best thing is there, he picks it up. Like, although Varadaraj is not different from Ranganath, but if you see Varadaraj, Ranganath Swami, he has a umbrella. So once he came to know that there is a very beautiful umbrella in uh, umbrella with Varadaraja. So he tells his pujaris, go and get that umbrella for my Brahmotsav. So the servants go there and get that umbrella for his service, right? And Ranganath Swami once comes to know there is very beautiful flowers in Tirumala Hills. He tells, go and get those flowers for me. And another times he comes to know that Ramanuja, a very beautiful servant, Varadaraja Swami has very beautiful servant. So please go and get him. So and Ranganath is and Varadaraja Swami is Tyaga. Okay, anybody ask anything, take it. Okay, take it. So Ranganath Swami sends his servants. So they go there and ask Varadaraja Swami, Ranganath has sent us. So we want Varadaraja Swami. We want Ramanujacharya. So Varadaraja was feeling he is such a great servant. He has established all the worship methods, worship standards he here. So I have to give him. But his nature is to give. So therefore, okay, take him. So when Ramanuja was going to Srirangam, so he goes there and Ranganath Swami personally comes to the outskirts near the bank of the river Kaveri. And he comes with, Ranganath means personally comes, maybe he sends his pujaris. That is mentioned, personally comes. How personally comes, that is not mentioned in the scriptures. So with a sandalwood pulp, garland, Mahaprasadam, everything, receives Ramanujacharya. And Ramanuja establishes all the mm, Ramanuja establishes all the worship methods outside the temple. Means, like no, inside the temple there are some worship methods, and outside means the preparation for the puja, preparation or how the festivals will be celebrated. Generally, festivals are outside. So how the festival should be celebrated, and how the what should be the conduct of the devotees, how devotee chant mantras, how should to purify themselves. All these things Ramanuja established. But inside altar, he was not able to do anything. There was one pujari, one main person, he was not allowing that to happen. He was not at all allowing that to happen. So many times he tried in a different ways, but it did not happen. And everybody in Srirangam was very much appreciative of Ramanujacharya for all his activities, for all his preaching, and the Sri Sampradaya, because he was head of Sri Sampradaya, very great Acharya. He wrote so many scriptures and made so many transformation in the lives of so many people. So once there was a Shraddha ceremony in the house of that head pujari of Ranganatha Swami. And somebody has to uh, go and honor prasadam. Then only the Shraddha is complete. That was a pratha. Some Brahmana has to go and honor prasadam. But he was going to different houses, but nobody was ready to go his house. And on the particular day, and he thought at last, no, nobody is coming to my house. At least now, all the Brahmanas, the main Brahmanas are with Ramanuja. At least I will go to Ramanuja. Maybe somebody will come from there. So he goes last option to Ramanujacharya's house. So after going there, and when he goes, and all the disciples of Ramanuja, they stunned. How he is here today? Then Ramanuja, he asks, so in my house there is Shraddha, my mother Shraddha is there. So please send someone who can come and honor Prasadam, so that the Shraddha can be completed. That was the first Shraddha, first year of Shraddha, something like that. So then nobody was getting up actually. And Ramanujacharya looks to Quresh. So Quresh immediately gets up, even without telling, and he walks with that Brahmana. He goes and honors Prasadam, but after honoring Prasadam, he doesn't get up. He sits there only. So then that Pujari asks, what do you want? So, what do you take Dakshana? What do you want more? No, I want key of altar. I want the altar key. So he understands. So he gives the altar key. So I am telling this story. The reason is, before even telling, he understands the seva vritti. Before even understanding what is the mission of my spiritual master. So the Quresh understands the mission of his spiritual master and acts accordingly. And goes there, and afterwards Ramanujacharya establishes all the worship methods and everything. And, and ahead comes when the Ramanujacharya's popularity becomes so much. The same head pujari, because now he is not head pujari, right? But he has a seva of some other services were there actually. And Ramanujari used to beg from 3 houses some food every day. Only 3 houses. And whatever his food comes, and he used to honor that only as a prasadam once. So, and he used to go to that house also. The pujari's house also Ramanujacharya used to go. And one of the day, so he tells the head priest, who was earlier head priest, he tells to his wife, now today Ramanuja comes, you mix this poison and give to him, the food to him. Because Ramanujacharya fame was so much, he couldn't tolerate that fame. And because the wife in Vedic system, the wife has to follow the husband's order 100%. She was such a chaste wife. But she don't know what to do, because she told Ramanuja, such a great saintly person, why you have to do this? No, you have to do this. So she mixes the food in the poison in the food. After giving, when Ramanuja comes, so she offers the food to him. She does reverse parikrama of Ramanuja, like offering the food and comes like that. So when you do reverse parikrama, it is in Vedic pratha, it is that the things get contaminated. Means the food gets contaminated. So Ramanuja understands there is some problem in this food actually. And Ramanuja doesn't eat, he throws away, he throws the food. And on that day, he remains fasting. And Ramanuja decides, now I will fast. I will not eat food and I will leave my body. Because people are becoming envious of me. What is the use of my living in this world? So he starts fasting. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It goes to his spiritual master. His spiritual master was Goshti Purna. So Goshti Purna comes to Srirangam. And actually, when the spiritual master comes, we have to offer obeisances. And till the spiritual master says, get up, we should not get up. That is the actual standard. Just offer obeisances, spiritual master comes, get up, he picks it up, get up, then only we should get up. That is the system. Of course, whatever Prabhupada has taught us, we should follow here. But this was mentioned in the scriptures, Vedic scriptures. So Ramanuja, because in the afternoon he comes, afternoon time, Ramanuja went for bathing in the Kaveri, afternoon bath. So while coming, he saw his spiritual master, immediately offers obeisances. And his spiritual master doesn't say, get up. And it was hot sand in Srirangam. If you have seen South India, very, very hot actually, extremely hot sand. The body was burning. Then his disciple was there, one disciple, Vadanambi. He sees this. He sees, he was a disciple of Ramanuja, Vadanambi. He sees his spiritual master is lying down and his spiritual master is not telling him to get up. He chastises the grand spiritual master. What kind of guru you are? My spiritual master body is burning. Please pick him up. Please pick him up. So Goshti Purna smiles. He doesn't pick the Ramanuja. So what he does, he goes, the sand you can easily remove with the hand. So he removes the sand below little body of the spiritual master. He goes under Ramanuja. He scroll below the Ramanujacharya. So then his spiritual master, the Goshti Purna, says, now get up. Now you have got a right disciple. So he will cook for you. You eat and continue your service. This Goshti Purna says like this. So I was just remembering this story. So here we can see the Seva Vritti. What kind of service attitude he has. He removes the sand below his spiritual master and goes underneath and ready to burn himself, burn his own body. If you see in the life of Srila Prabhupada and all the disciples in their young age, they burned their bodies actually. They means burn their body means give their entire youth, entire energy. Devamrit Maharaj's story I was hearing. He gave all his money, whatever he had. We hear the stories where he gives all his money for spirit, whatever he has earned. Right? So the disciple understands the mood of the spiritual master and his only mission is to serve the mission of spiritual master. Once I was talking to Gauranga Prabhu. Gauranga Prabhu I was standing, another devotee was talking to him. I was standing next to Gaurang Prabhu, wanted to speak to him. So another devotee was talking. So he asked, that devotee was a very senior devotee. I don't remember who was he. From foreign devotee asked Gaurang Prabhu, what is your mission? What are your services? You please tell me. Gaurang Prabhu says, my mission? I don't have any mission. Radhanath Swami has all missions. Whatever his missions are there, they are my missions. I don't have my own missions. I don't have to achieve anything independently. So his mission is my mission. I serve for Maharaj. And I serve with Maharaj and I serve for Maharaj. Everything is for Maharaj. So the disciple, his order of the spiritual master is life and soul. He doesn't have any independent desire, his own desire. Simply wanted to serve his spiritual master. Of course, if spiritual master says, if you have anything you want to do something extraordinary, he may sanction. That can be done. Other day I was hearing, initially whatever Prabhupada said, devotees did. But later on, when they grew up, Prabhupada only said, so what you want to do? So you do this something. If somebody has some desire, wanted to serve Prabhupada in a particular way, Prabhupada encouraged. So it is Seva Vritti and Bhoga Vritti. So if you see the example of Banasura, Ravana, and all these people, they had a Bhoga Vritti. Because Ravana wanted to enjoy Mother Sita. Right? And here, Banasura wanted to fight and enjoy. He wanted to get, in that way he wanted to enjoy. And whereas Bali Maharaj, if you see, Prahlad Maharaj, if you see, Prahlad Maharaj wanted to serve actually. And here, in Prahlad Maharaj, in the prayer, the summary of all the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, my dear Lord Narsingha, if I can be elevated to the position of your servant, then it will be possible for me to hear about your glories. So this is the prayer of Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj wanted to become a servant of the Lord. He just wanted to be instrument of the servant of the Lord. So this Bhoga Vritti and Seva Vritti, it is there in all of us. So if you focus, Maharaj also says, I heard in one of the class, good dog and bad dog. So if you feed the good dog, means the Seva Vritti, so our lives may become very much glorious and offering to Krishna. And also, in this pastime, there is a very great responsibility of a father to train their children properly. Because here, Banasara, when he came to know that his daughter had a dream, something like that, and she is engaging with Aniruddha. So he was not aware. Okay, he has provided all the facilities, maybe all the protection to her. He gave the guard and everything, but he did not understood the need of his daughter at the right time. Therefore, it is a responsibility to the parents. So understand what is the need of the children at different ages and give accordingly. There are different needs: emotional need, spiritual need, the physical need, social needs. So all these needs have to be given by parents at the right time. If you don't give those needs, if you do not provide, then children become astray. At right time, right thing should be given. So Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram. So when the child is very small, the spiritual education has to be given. Right? So at a time when the disciplining has to be done, when it has to be done. There is another story comes in when one person was caught by police during theory. So when he was presented in the court, so he blames his mother for his theory. Because when he was small, he was doing some kind of mischievous activity. His parents did not correct. So he says, because of my mother did not train me properly, today I am this one. So that thing should never happen. So that is possible only when the children are trained properly. So at the right age, the right education and right culture, the devotional practices, if they are given to the children, the same thing happens in voice in our lives. When you are young, so the seed of bhakti is given to us. Sometimes when the children grow a little bit, they may go astray here and there also. But they get the kick of Maya, again they come back and they take shelter of the Lord. And here Banasur also did not investigate, immediately acted, immediately fought with, because he had already an enmity with Yadu dynasty. And he fought with Yadu dynasty also. So therefore ultimately his own annihilation happened. But it is very important to, before acting, we need to have some patience. What happened? Why my daughter acted in that way? There was a lack of patience here. If would have acted patient with some intelligence, perhaps he would have taken a proper decision. But the patience was lacking and the proper discrimination was lacking there. And also we see in that uh, this what is that? How pride destroys our own existence. Even Edu dynasty, how Edu dynasty got annihilated. Of course, it was arrangement of the Lord. How Lord wanted to take now the purpose for which the advent of the Lord has happened, and all the his associates came. So when it was time for annihilation, the Lord orchestrated in such a way that the because of the pride, these all the Edu members, they got intoxicated. That pride, and ultimately they fought with each other and they killed. So this pride is very, very dangerous actually. Even when the gopis, even they felt for little moment only Krishna is with me, immediately Krishna disappeared, right? So therefore it is very, very important to remain humble servant of the servant of the servant all the time. So it is 8:53. I just shared, I don't know, yesterday night Prabhuji told me, and I was not knowing what to speak on this shloka. Whatever came to my mind, and just share it. So, if Acharya Timur can add few things and make shine this. Ramilas Prabhu helped me yesterday night. He told me this Mosan Leela. Ramilas Prabhu told me yesterday night. I was asking Prabhuji told me to your class. Please tell me something. Dinavadi Chaitan Prabhu told Prabhuji, you speak these like that.
Anybody has any questions?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, you speak a very powerful point about how Banasura had engaged Lord Shiva for as a guard. Uh, now we may see things from different perspective. Like among one of the symptoms of surrender also is Rakshasati Viswaso. Krishna is my protector. So even when devotees are like going to Nursing Dev or to the deities and seeking for protection, so will that be considered a like an appeal for sense gratification, or will it be considered a part of bhakti?
Actually, if you see the Banasur, he did not he employed Lord Shiva. You become my guard and protector. He was not, if he is submissive to the, he did not go in that mode. You see his activities, his actions speak so loud, we can't hear what, there is one proverb in English. Your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you are speaking. You see how proud he was. He wanted to fight with Lord Shiva only, right? He wanted to, like, no, his muscles became, he has 1,000 hands and everything. He wanted to fight with Lord Shiva only. The mood is different. We go to the Lord. Actually, it is not highest to ask for the Lord the benediction of protecting, because Lord, He gives the guarantee that He will protect His devotees. Is it not? So if a prime minister is there, his children are there. So his children have to ask his father that, oh, please give me protection, or his family members. Automatically, all the family members will get Z security. That is implied actually. So in the same way, when you take to the devotional service, we are already protected, right? If somebody chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the liberation has begun, it is said. The liberation has already started. He is already liberated on the liberated platform. If somebody even started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, liberation is guaranteed. In the same way, a devotee for protection of his, sometimes we pray to the Lord for protection of our properties, protection of our wealth. For what? There is no independent agenda of our own thing. There is no selfish desires. We want to protect, to serve the Lord only. Is it not? Narasimha, who is Narasimha Bhagavan? Narasimha is Krishna himself. So we are praying Narasimha Bhagavan to protect the property and the lives of the devotees. For what? So that they can serve the Narasimha Bhagavan only. The mood is servant. There also, we are asking protection for serving him only. Our mood is all the time servant. Our mood is not enjoyment. Oh Lord, you can protect me so that I can do some sense gratification. No, we are not asking for that. We are asking protection. So we need not to ask. It is automatically provided protection. Even if you ask, there is no harm actually. If the children ask their father, father will say. If you go to the train, if the children, they play around everything. They don't bother about the ticket. They don't bother about food journey. They don't bother anything. Just they are busy in playing, going here, jumping there, jumping there. They don't know. They don't think all these things only, children. So therefore, as a devotee, avashya rakshibe Krishna. That faith has to be there. Krishna will protect because I have surrendered. So therefore, he had a lack of faith. Yes, right? He has lack of faith. Therefore, he employed Lord Shiva for protection. So here, the Banasuras, the mentality was bhoga mentality. It was not seva mentality. So this is all. Devotee, if you offer prayers for protection, there is no harm. But that is not the highest protection, highest prayer. Highest prayer is Lord, chant Hare Krishna. What is that? Oh Lord, please engage me in your service. So I am eternal. Gopi Pardakamar Dasa Dasana Dasa. Krishna, we are servant of Krishna all the time. We are simply servant of all Vaishnavas. I don't have my own existence. Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to Krishna. Then why I need to hold on for anything? I need not to hold on anything. My body, mind, my act, my everything. It is a property of the Lord actually. Therefore, we need not to worry about our protection. Right? So whether we are here in the other world, wherever we are simply meant to serve the Lord and give pleasure to the Lord. If you have that thing, then I don't think so we'll end up in praying, please protect me, Lord, from this danger. We'll never ask like that. If the Lord is with us, Kunti Maran is praying, well, let there be many dangers so that we can have you with us all the time. So she is praying, Lord, to be with us. Arjuna, we had a Narayani Sena, a Duryodhana Narayani Sena. Both were available options for both of them. But Arjuna was not very worried about how, whether we will win the battle or lose the battle, what will happen. Such a big army is there. I can win the battle. Arjuna is not worried. Arjuna wants only Lord. Oh Lord, you are with me. I am happy. That's it. Whether win or lose. Because the Lord being our side is the greatest win. That is a victory. The Lord being our side is a victory. That itself is a victory. This is my humble understanding.
This is like a very dwelled upon topic. That's why I am asking this question. Because Poshanam is one of the features of Bhagavatam. And we see it is like very much highlighted in the outside world. Like Gajendra Mukh's prayers are very popular. So similarly, we talk about Prahlad Maharaj's protection also. That is more of a protection of a body. As far as Prahlad Maharaj's devotion is concerned, there is no doubt about it. But that is like something very celebrated. And even Narsinghdeva of Mayapur, if you see that book by Pankajangi Prabhu, it's like more of a protection of the bodies of the devotees.
Actually, we relate with that more. We don't see protection of the soul much. We see protection of the body. That is the first beginning step where we can relate very easily. Why Lord appears in Archa Vigraha? So, of course, Sakshat Brajanandana. But Lord appears in these forms so that we can relate, we can offer our prayer. Lord appears in that way like that. So it is a mercy of the Lord on us so that He appears in that way and He shows that I am available for you. He protects like that. He protects to begin with that only. Immediately, I will not be able to see on my soul platform how my bhakti is protected. I don't see so easily. Therefore, to begin with, Lord gives those things initially. Of course, then later on the next stage is the protection of the soul comes. This is my limited understanding. Acharatam can aid. Roji, I don't know more than this.
Some little color to add to it.
Please add.
It's like some devotees also speak from a perspective saying that why not now ask for protection of body also. We can take shelter of medicines on a practical level when devotees practice.
Yes.
We do take shelter of doctors. We do take shelter of so many other medical advices. So if we seek protection of the Lord also, even for the body, what is wrong in that? So devotees also speak from that perspective.
Actually, why you want to protect our body? So that we can serve the Lord. Intent is what? Just to serve the Lord, so that I can take care of my body, go to doctor, so that I can eat nicely. Or no, that is not our aim. If my health is good, if my body is fit, anukulena, whatever is anukula for that goal, we will do it. Right? Now, let us say if I have to go to one place, there is no food is available, no other things are available, but I have to accomplish something for the Lord. So, okay, other inconvenience I tolerate. Other inconvenience. When Prabhupada went to America, Prabhupada never thought where I will eat, what will happen, how I will sleep, how my health, body. Prabhupada never thought all these things. Prabhupada went because a higher goal was there. So in the same way, we have some higher goal or responsibilities given by our spiritual master or senior devotees or and the Lord Himself. So if you want to accomplish those and perform devotional service, this body has to be cared. This machine has to be cared. If the machine is there for a grinding machine, if you do not repair the machine, you will not get you cannot make chutney out of it. Chutney for offering the Lord. The machine has to be repaired. It has to be maintained. So the body is also machine. So if this machine is maintained properly, not for sense gratification, for serving the Lord. So the intent also matters a lot here. So the intent is to serve the Lord. There is no other independent desire. Just serve the Lord. So here Ramanuja example we see, he is ready to burn his body. For what? Just to serve his spiritual master. Right? Maybe afterwards his spiritual master must have applied all the medicines also to him. We don't hear that example. It is
Thank
I
you.
feel.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ramsevak Prabhu. Very enlightening class. So my question was, you said Banasura, he was there was something lacking in the training because of which Usha did what she did. But I'm just thinking, like in Vedic times, even the Asuras had the etiquettes as far as these things were concerned. So in that sense, wasn't it Usha's responsibility to inform her father before, because that was the etiquette. Before, like she could have said that, okay, this I like this boy Aniruddha, but instead, of course, we know Chitralekha drew the figure, and then all that happened. So two things. One is, what was exactly Banasura's lacking in the training, and why couldn't Usha inform her father? So wasn't it Usha's lacking in that sense?
Actually, there are two things which immediately come by mind. One was already Manasura has a enmity with Yadu dynasty. That was one thing, and she was knowing that my father will never agree for it, or that may be one thing. And second thing, uh, because she got a dream, and she worshipped Lord Shiva on the 13th day, and the Lord told her that you will get a revelation wherein which he would be your husband. So that was ordained by the Lord Himself, and who was the Lord of her father also. So if you see in that way, uh, so there was some correlation is there. Ideal standard would have been she should have informed her father, and it would have been done amicably. But his father was was already an enemy, and he had an enmity with Yadu dynasty. Therefore, she must have done like this. This is what comes to my mind. I don't know more than this. You only tell because you are so much read Bhagavatam. Any other devotees? Srinitha Prabhu, any answer for this? Prabhuji, you can add. हाँ, please add. Oh, अच्छा.
Actually, we generally talk about marriage. That is only Brahmana marriage, the way we discuss as marriage. So there are 9 types of marriage. One of them is Rakshasa marriage.
हाँ, हाँ.
So for Kshatriyas, it is allowed. There's nothing
अच्छा.
wrong in that.
Beautiful
So,
answer.
and she belongs to the caste of Rakshasas only.
Rakshasa. Yes, yes. 9-6. You want to add? Okay, please add.
No, no. We'll not extend yesterday's episode here. So I was as Ananta Gaurav Sundar Prabhu is saying, like the like different types of marriages. So then because she belongs to Kshatriya dynasty, and the concept of Swayamvar is like every woman has a choice on whom she has to marry. So father is generally not supposed to be a restriction in her choice. Training is to be given, but ultimately the choice is of the woman, so whom she marries. So I think in that context, socially, what she has done in her being a Kshatriya woman was not, I think, inappropriate. But as you have added a spiritual reason also, that she would have seen the connection, that if Lord Shiva was added, then I think it will work out. Maybe she has that confidence also. Then, so
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. So thank you very much for your patient audience, and kindly forgive me if I spoke something here and there. So I seek blessings of Acharya. Thank you. Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.